that are non-existent. There's a very small amount of people worldwide who can actually really do that.
Yes.
And you see them getting hired by different firms and swapping quite quickly after a few years from the big firms from one to the other.
Yes.
So there's a big scarcity on the people that can really get things going. I think there's still a big skills or a big gap in the capability of the traditional HR business partner and a way of data-driven working.
Right.
So there's an educational gap, or the traditional HR people need to be transformed and need to start thinking data-driven.
Mm-hmm.
I think those are two major trends, and I'm forgetting loads of other current challenges. I think those are quite major. And now with GDPR, there's also the challenge in Europe of doing
Yes.
everything on the right data level. And I think there's just not sufficient knowledge in HR to tackle those challenges. And I'm not sure how well HR is talking to legal, to data protection officers within their organization to solve those issues.
Yes. Do you think HR managers or HR professionals have a sense of compliance as regards the safety and the legality of the data, of using the data, particularly before GDPR? I know at the moment we're absolutely obsessed with GDPR in every organization, but do you think they actually had some awareness of compliance before that, or it was mostly imposed by the law?
Yeah, I think it's mostly imposed partly by the law and partly by just the normal compliance department or the IT department that is quite strict on where they give the data. But I can give you multiple examples of people coming to our physical location, to our office,
Yes.
With just hundreds of pages of employee survey data, which can be deducted to the lowest possible denominator, to the individual employee.
Yes.
And you see the exact scores of them, and they just leave that. They just said, "Oh, this is from." I think it was from a large organization here in the Netherlands.
Mm-hmm.
They just left it with us, and we were stuck with a few hundreds of pages of quite confidential information
Okay.
of a company that we've never even had contact with.
Yes.
So we could destroy it in a proper way, or be non-compliant with GDPR when that came along.
Yes.
So that's happening often, and people would use B-sticks with massive amounts of employee data.
Mm-hmm.
People granting access to data to external consultants with no explicit safety measures, as in that there might be something on contract, but the consultant can put it on a USB stick and be gone with it.
Yes.
That's still happening a lot. That's happening really often.
Okay. And
So those restraints are imposed by other stakeholders in the business, which
Yes.
need a risk.
Okay. Going back to the gap, the skill gap, I'm coming across a few HR professionals with a background in Agile and Lean Sigma that moved into the HR analytics area. Have you come across that case? What is the relationship, or whether it's positive or negative, between those Agile or Lean Sigma systems and HR analytics? Do they fit in each other somehow, or are they completely separated?
Yeah, that's a good question. In the lead course that we offer, we have a lesson on Agile HR analytics. And the point of it is that you should keep your analytics project as possible, and then slowly expand, learn to the max, and slowly add more employee segments and add more potential relevant variables.
Okay.
But keep it very, very simple, which is in line with Agile. I think those approaches work very, very well in applied research like HR analytics.
Yes.
Six Sigma I'm not too familiar with, but the process of Six Sigma I think is quite similar. Six Sigma, from what I know, it's focused on improvements based on data analytics.
Yes.
Of course, is the core of HR analytics, and I think it to a degree mimics the scientific method, which also required to do HR analytics in a good way. So I'm not too surprised that those kinds of professionals move in. Whether that is really a good fit, I don't know. I don't know enough about it
Okay.
Six Sigma in this case
Okay.
to give a concrete answer on.
And now,
I see similarities.
what about I suppose, let's call it the theoretical frameworks, okay, by consultants like Deloitte, the Bersin model, etc. Do you think they're actually reliable, or is it more anecdotal based? Because I have come across them basically mentioned by the people that I'm interviewing, and I wasn't actually familiar with them because I'm going into more academic literature than practitioner oriented literature. So could you tell me something about them?
Yeah, from the top of my head, the Bersin model is the HR analytics maturity model, the people analytics maturity model with more steps.
Yes.
Start with descriptive or with descriptive, something else, predictive and prescriptive, I think.
Yes.
Those kinds of models. My critique on those models is they offer a nice guideline.
Yes.
But my main critique is that it suggests that you need to be more mature in order to do proper analytics.
Yes.
So if you're at level 2 maturity, you're not fully mature, so you want to go to level 4.
Yes.
But the thing is that the level 4 maturity is, I think, prescriptive, and the level 3 is predictive.
Yes.
Not each business problem is best explained with prescriptive or predictive analytics.
That's right. Yeah.
Some are, but a lot of them, in a lot of cases, you just need descriptive statistics, and you need to aggregate two data sources having the right number.
Yes.
In that case, you're at level 2 maturity, but that doesn't mean that you're doing an immature analysis.
Yes.
No, you're just picking the analysis you need in order to solve the business problem. So there's an assumption in there that you need to go to maximum maturity,
yes.
which must to the more inexperienced HR director who says, "Oh, we want predictive analytics now," forgetting the impact on the business, which it should be all about.
Yes. So your view...
They're nice models and they sell well, so they attract a lot of people. But yeah, reality is always more complicated than the model.
Okay, so your view is that they're rather simplistic sometimes in the way they describe the company situation. I have one more question and see what you think about it. I actually heard it recently, but talking to a consultant, he mentioned that probably the best way to go for small companies was to basically gather together to analyze their aggregated data. Because what happens to them is that basically they have very small companies, maybe with 10 or 15 employees. They want to do HR analytics, but obviously the sample size is very, very low. So they can't do anything about it. But what they're saying is that if they actually, unite or, aggregate the data from different, smaller companies, they might be able to do something for them in a collective basis. Do you think a trend like that happening, or is it complicated that small companies belonging to the same industry actually, join forces to do something like that?
Yeah, I'm always very suspicious when people start selling the analytics high to small companies.
Okay.
Yes, you can do some analysis, but if you have 10 employees, what is going to help that you see that, hey, if engagement goes up, we actually sell more? When you have 10 people, you have very different worries.
Yes.
I think you need a certain economy of skill in order to make analytics work.
Yes.
And that's not happening with 10 people. That's not working with 100 people. Now, I think that is working with, for example, 10,000 people. Then you have the economy of skill you need to make an impact and to do dedicated analytics. I think that the companies that are selling analytics too small to those sizes of companies, I think they're content-wise, or let me put it mildly, content-wise, I don't agree with. And it might rub to being unethical, but I can't say that in a black and white manner.
Yes.
But it feels a bit like selling snap oil.
Okay. Can I ask you just my last question? I have been for years studying control systems in multinational companies, from headquarters over subsidiaries, and one of the factors affecting that control positively is the use of a HRIS system. So I'm wondering all the time, is the use of HR analytics giving the headquarters in multinationals a lot more control?